Hello and welcome back to the Tiny Camper Gang channel. On this episode, we drive to Ohio, check out the Neil Armstrong Museum, and we also go to the Ark Encounter in Kentucky. Stay tuned for this adventure. So here we are at the Neil Armstrong Museum. You know, I had no idea that Neil Armstrong was actually from Ohio. I guess you learn something new every day, and they made this beautiful museum for him. They were really strict about the masks here and the 6 feet rule. They also had specific times where you had to make reservations to go inside. Ours was in the afternoon.
Say hello.
So this is the Hornet 3. It's actually the airstream, or at least a piece of it, where the astronauts had to quarantine for 2 weeks upon their arrival back to Earth. How ironic is that, right? While we waited for our reservations, we decided to check out their outside exhibits. Even though these were just mock-ups, it was still cool to see them. There are a total of 16 astronauts that came from Ohio that actually went to space, and their pictures are right there on the wall to the right. Rockets were initially discovered, or actually created, during World War II by Adolf Hitler and his team. So technically, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have space travel. Isn't that crazy? The museum had a range of memorabilia of Neil Armstrong, from his space shoot all the way to his grades in grade school. Here's an actual piece of a spaceship that came into the atmosphere. And here we have some actual space food. Well, not food from space, but food for space. And this is a space waste station. Because what goes in must come out, right? These are some of Neil Armstrong's actual awards that he received while he was alive. And here in the blocked off area is an actual space suit. The suits were actually extremely heavy on Earth, but when they went to the moon, there was less gravity there, so it was much lighter for them. And here we have an actual rock from the moon, a moon rock. So they did have like a flight simulator where you can try and land an aircraft. Specifically, a space aircraft. So I had to try that. Gooby, now outfitted for space, decides to get some exercise in. So the next day, we drove down to Kentucky and went to the Ark Encounter. And let me tell you, I was actually surprised at how big the Ark was. They let us bring the whole RV and even let us keep our generator on all day because Max wasn't allowed in, so that the AC would be on in the RV for Max. They charged us an extra $5 to park the RV in their lot, but thinking back on it now, it was definitely worth it. Fun fact about this Ark in particular, it is the largest man-made wooden structure in the world, or so they claim. So we got their combo entrance and lunch package, which included an appetizer, dessert, main course, and unlimited drinks. But if you didn't, these would be the prices separately. The food was really tasty there, actually. I don't know if it's because I was starving, but it was pretty good. After lunch, we decided to check out their gardens and their zoo. This is pretty cool because they actually had 2 of every single animal. They also had camel rides and whatnot, but only 2 though. Only 2 camels at a time. So that was pretty interesting.
Oh my god.
Is that a good Max?
Oh, he looks like Max too.
Come on, wash your hands.
Once we were finished with the zoo, it was time to enter the Ark. A 5-story wooden-built masterpiece, really. It was so clean and nice and cool in there with the AC. It was fantastic. is the layout of the Ark that we're actually in right now. Throughout the Ark, they had exhibits, Christian exhibits, filled with a ton of information and stories. Some of these exhibits look so lifelike. The amount of detail that went into them was amazing. That concludes this episode of Tiny Camper Gang. Stay tuned for more, because I still got more to edit. Tiny Camper Gang, out.